What's up, y'all? It's Saturday, February, I don't know, 3rd or 4th, something like that. So today, I'm still currently working on the FX, coming to the end of the road. It's already been painted. I've gotten the dash wrap, the seats, the door panels, and I just really had to do a couple things to the A pillars. Well, A, B, and C pillars have to be something did. I had to figure out what I'm gonna do with the headline and the carpet on the floor. I still haven't made my mind up yet. There's a lot of options that I've been thinking about. I'm trying to see if something in my nose. There's a lot of options I've been thinking about, but I haven't made my mind up on none of them yet as so far. I did take the liberty today to spray some of my plastic pieces that go. One of them goes under the dash, and I guess you could say one of them is under the dash, and one of them is lower A pillar. And I got some kind of orange paint, and I sprayed them. I'm still waiting on the driver to say it's gonna turn out, but I got the dash in, and I think another thing what I'm gonna have to consider is sending the seat belts off and getting them. One seat belt is locked. But I do got I got a black seatbelt that I could use. It's not locked, but I want the color of them changed anyway. So I'm gonna have to figure out who to send them to change the color of the seatbelt. I think I'm probably get them changed to orange, maybe. I guess. Other than that, I think that's just about what I've done today. Well, really, I haven't done too much today. I kind of just screwed a couple of the screws down to the dash, and I put the instrument cluster in, and that's really it. And then I painted the pieces. And I've kind of been trying to come up with the way I'm gonna go with the rest of this, rest of the build. But I'm gonna quit talking, and I'm gonna let y'all look at the progress I've made so far. Yep. So I got the dash in. I got it bolted down. And I'm still working on the rest of the truck. I had to take the shifter out the way to be able to get it to line up. Well, to be able to get the dash past it. And I put the start button back in there. And I put the cluster in if y'all can see. I'm gonna try to turn the light on so y'all can see. Hold on one second. Yeah, I don't know what was going on at first. I found the way to turn the light on. Anyway, I got the dash in. And you can see I'm still missing the A pillar, the B, and the C. I'm kind of still waiting on the guy to finish the seats. That's really what my hold up is. Once I get the seats, I pretty much have most of the parts. These I already did the door panels. And probably when I get the seats, I'm gonna show the door panels and the seat before I put them in. At least I plan on doing it that way. And you can see the paint. It's like a gloss. I almost look pink on camera, but you can see how it's shining. You can see the orange, but it does have a pink. You can't even see I can see more of the green and gold looking here. But if you look close, I still can see a little bit of that purple like flashing in there too. Got the satellite on top of it did as well. Those of you who get you and see the satellite. On this truck, I had to make my own way to put the satellite on the roof, put it up there, because it's not made to go on top of this truck. I'll explain it in a minute. So you can see it. I know up here it'll be blue sometimes. I ain't see it today neither though. You really can't hardly tell on camera, but it's really got a nice flip to it. There go the rims. Straight to it. I'm gonna bring up the back a little higher, because it does rubs on takeoff when I hit on certain curves. When it sets the back down a little bit, it kind of rubs. So I'm gonna raise the back up a little higher. I'll probably do that when I get ready to put the back brakes on. So I still got a couple things to do. It's really still a lot of stuff to do, but I'm narrowing it down. I still got to put the windshield wiper pillow on. Also, I just put the windshield wiper motor on and the arm. And I got to put the motor cover on. And I got to put the pieces that go across the front back on. I cover all that up. Let's see, I get a view of the front. You can see the orange. You really can't see nothing else, but it's cool though. But in person, it's got a lot of flips in it. A lot of flips. Kind of get a little bit of the gold right there from reflection on the door. Anyway, as I was saying earlier about the satellite, what I did to get the satellite on top of FX, if you never, or you wonder how to do it, my truck did come with the rails. Just this rail. It didn't come with these. I'm not exact sure name. I don't know if it's bike racks or if it's trailer racks or if it's. I can't remember. It's some kind of rack that goes up. But I know I typed in Google, you can find these. But I paid like $125 for both of these. And there are holes that's made to drill these in. But I think it's like closer to this. It'll bring this bar in this area right here. And when it does that, it makes it so the satellite is actually too wide, and it was unable to catch it. So this satellite was made to be drilled into the roof. And that's an option too, what you could do if you wanted to, but I didn't want to drill no holes in my roof. So what I did was I went to Home Depot and I got like 4 brackets. Not brackets, I got 4 pieces of metal, like 10. This material right here, and I drill holes in them. And I got some studs and nuts and washers, and I put them on both sides of it. Obviously, I got to redo this one because it's going to be in the way of the sunroof, and it's sliding back and forth and opening, as you can see. And you can see, yeah, the top of the truck is sprayed the same color as well. Outrageous orange too. A lot of people saying paint it black, but I didn't want it black. I wanted it orange as well. But I'm gonna change these bolts and make them shorter so the sunroof can pop up, because there's just enough room under here. If you notice, I can see my hand there. There's enough room under there for the roof to pop without the studs in the way. So that's what I'm gonna do on that note. But that's what I did to get it up here. I just moved this. You still got to catch one hole, but you move it to not the first and the second. You move it to the second hole, and then this part not in the hole. But when you tighten this up, it'll tighten this up tight enough to where it won't come off. And once the satellite and the weight of the satellite get on top of it, trust me, it's not going nowhere. I done rolled it on expressway and everything, so it's not going nowhere. And that's really pretty much what I've done so far. I drilled all the bolts back in and that hold the dash in place to the dash frame. And it's 2 brackets against the window that you can, let me see if you can see. There go one right there. There's one of those on both sides. And there's a connector that goes on a piece to the alarm, and that's the other connector. And then these 2 speakers, right there also have a wire harness also. That was the most toughest thing for me to do, to hook those up. Once I got those in, that was pretty good. Like I said, I'm waiting on the door panels so it can close up. And when I got it painted, he did a real good job, because when the door panels go on here, you won't be able, when I open the door, you will be able to see the paint. You won't be able to see this. Obviously, the door is different colors because I basically put this truck together for a lot of parts. Some bought from various junkyards, some bought from online. So I've been putting this truck together with various doors. So some of them are different colors, like these 2 doors matched that one, but that door is all black. And I've had a couple of driver doors on here until I finally found one that went right on. And you can see it, paint detail. Really, the door jams will make the paint job. It complement the paint job, because look how good it is. That's why I don't like wrap, because when you have wrap, you don't get a chance to see the door jams. And that just don't look right to me. And you can see he painted everything. Also put the emeralds back on. I ain't got nothing to hide. This really fx37, but the only thing that was on the door when I bought it, fx35, and when I was looking at how much it costs for the fx37 sign, it was like $65. So I'm not finna pay $65 for no fx37 sign, because they only made the fx37 in 2013 for that 1 year. Then it went to QX70 in 14 or 15, one of the years. And so those signs are very expensive. I think really all on the same price. So they had an fx37 sign that I bought with this trunk, so I just went with that one. It really doesn't matter, the same truck. The only difference is the fx35 has a 3.5, and the fx37 and the qx70 have a 3.7 in them. That's the only difference. Now some of the wiring is different, because I actually had to change these harnesses. So some of the wiring was different because of the truck I had. What I was using parts off of, the harness were different. But luckily, when I bought that truck, it had their entire wiring harness, so I just used it, and everything seemed to work with it. I'm trying to think of something else. I think pretty much that's it. I'm finna paint the steering. Oh yeah, I gotta show y'all that too. I'm finna paint the steering wheel in a minute. These are the parts. Some of this stuff is from me building 2 trucks, and a lot of stuff going on this truck. I'm not putting that back in right there. That's the radio face. I'm gonna get the Tesla face to go in the middle right there. I think that's gonna look real good in this truck, make it look even more custom. I may do some headrest TVs, maybe. I'm not really sure. I was gonna do speakers in the trunk, but I don't think I'm gonna do that no more, simply because it rattles things loose. And I don't think I want to go through that. I did want speakers, but I just changed my mind. I don't think I want to go through the speaker thing. But here's the pieces I've been painting. They look okay. I'm not gonna really be noticeable, but I know the biggest thing, they don't really match the oranges in the truck that well. So I thought about something I may do. I may just take them to the painter, let them paint the same color this is, and let it go through the whole truck like that. What I may do. I should have really did it when he was painting it, but I didn't. So, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm still deciding on that. I may keep it like this, or I may not. Those 2 pieces I painted, that's the piece that goes under the steering wheel. And then it's the piece that goes under it, which is the lower A-pillar. I used this paint right here because it was hard to find some interior paint that comes out in the spray can like the rest of it. It isn't any, so I used this right here. It's West Southern American Accent Gloss. And the reason why it made me get it, because it says it bonds to plastic, wood, metal, and more. I think the and more and plastic was made me get it, because those are really plastic pieces right there. And this seems to be sticking pretty good. It's not rolling off or nothing. I think this piece right here, I'm gonna have to hit it with another coat. I may have to let it dry today because it's so cold outside. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I've been out here for a little minute. I was putting the dash together while I was spraying those off. I actually did sand this one down before I painted it. I didn't do that one like that. But I sanded this and I cleaned it real good. And it seemed to stick real good after that. So these are the pieces that I'm gonna have to put back in. There's nothing real to it real. You just take these out, they're just screwed in, as you can see. They got screws right there. They'll screw those screws back in, and they little light plop in at the bottom of that dash once it dries. So they'll take care of that. And like I said, I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with the headliner yet. Getting the interior done has been very expensive. I'm trying to see something else I can think of that I can show y'all. I don't think it is though. Give y'all a look at the dash. It's still not completely in, but it's in, but I'm still not through putting everything in it. I probably had a dash put in and put back together within I really would have did today, but I'm missing a piece that goes on top of the instrument cluster. If I would have had the piece go on top of the instrument cluster, I probably would have went on and put that back together. I think I'm gonna keep that piece. Got original tan. You can see one of the lower ones down there. That's it right there. I think I'm gonna keep the original tan that came with the truck, like the vents are right there, because I want the tan to be able to flow through the car. And I may leave the rug tan, and I may do the top part, the headliner, and the top A-pillars tan too. I thought about that. I might just only paint the plastic orange. And I'm gonna have to get my console. I don't have a console here with me, but those really that's your sector strike module. And damn, I can't think about what it is. But anyway, it goes to the ABS system. Some of y'all probably know what it is. I forget what it's called. And that's where the shifter goes. The shifter over there in the corner right there. And you can see it. Like I said, that's the piece. It goes the radio. I'm not going back in with that. And that's the piece that goes over shifter. That's the steering wheel. So I got a lot of parts in here, but it's still a lot of parts I gotta get from my storage. And like I said, I'm probably gonna put the whole. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put the whole dash back together before I move on to anything else. 'Cause I'm just about there anyway now. The glove compartment goes there, so I'm gonna get them to put the glove compartment in too. Other than that, that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, like I was saying at first, the interior has been very costly. Obviously, you can get stuff done for cheaper. I tried to deal with a couple of guys. They were, I guess you could say, fooling me around or whatever. And I kind of just got fed up with that. So I went to some guys that own a shop that actually do interior. They're pretty good. I think for the dash, I paid $700 to get a rewrap after some other guy had tried to wrap it. And it took him 4 months. And he hadn't really done anything to it. So I went and got it. And I've been dealing with this guy ever since. He's a little slow too, but he has done the work so far. He did the dash for, I think, 6 or 7. He did the door panels for 9. And yeah, that is kind of expensive, but like I said, when you're dealing with these guys, man, you just gotta pay people what they want. You want your stuff done, you have to pay people what they want. So I tried to find better deals, but a lot of people saying it is better deals, but you can't hardly find none. So I just, I got tired of looking around, looking for it, so I just settled with him. And he's doing my seats now. And he had, like I said, they did leave a piece of my door panel undone at the top. They left it like the gray that's on, that came on the original color of the car. I'm not using gray on this one. So they redoing them in orange at the top. So once I get that back, I'll put the door panels on. I'll probably put the door panels on as soon as I get them all back, because I may get them back first before I get the seats, because the seats are more complicated. And one of my seats on the passenger side was black because when the truck was in a wreck, the seat airbag had blown out of it, and I think for the seat I paid the same price what you would pay for an airbag, so I just did it like that. I just bought a whole seat. Same thing with the steering wheel airbag, blew out on mine, and then found the guy with an airbag for cheap, because on the internet I think a steering airbag they was trying to charge like $600-700 for it on eBay and a lot of places. I think the most expensive thing I done paid for on this truck probably was that headlight right there, where you can't see it. That headlight was like $900. It was like $900, and I had to buy it because, like I said, it was wrecked. I think I still got the headlights in my storage. The one that was had been in the crash with the car. But that's really I think that's really it. Trying to think of something else. Like I said, I don't think I really got anything else to say. If anybody has any questions about the FX, and I've done, my brother has a QX. I've done some work to his. His is pretty much based the same. Like I said, some of the connectors are a little different. But the theory and operation of the vehicle is pretty much the same from 2009 to 2017. And all the parts fit. Like you can use a QX70 hood on a 2009 FX. You can use a 2009 hood on a QX. The only thing that they did in the QX and the FX37, well, I didn't use that on mine. I used a different wire harness. These front grills, when you get them on the 2013 and up, they have a sensor and a camera in them. And I didn't use that on mine. I went with something different. So this basically, it still worked out good for me. So still look nice and stuff. I mean, it's not a Tierra grill, but it's still a pretty nice grill. And it came with the top and the bottom to match. It really look good when the sun going in. 32 inches off, like I'm pretty sure y'all have seen before. I think I got about maybe $15,000 or $16,000 in this truck. But this truck started off as a frame, so I think I got about $17,000 in the truck, and I'm not through yet. I don't even think I even threw the price of the dash and stuff in. I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot in this truck. It's just something that it's gonna take, even when you're doing the work yourself, it's still gonna take some money to get it like the way you still gonna take some money to get the way you want it, even though I'm doing the work myself. I didn't paint it. I had it painted. But I think the next paint job I'm get done. I'm gonna do it myself. I know I'm gonna try it. I may start off with the base paint. Even if I can't paint it this good, the candies and outrageous, all the other little bills I'll be doing in these base paint jobs, I'll do those myself. I may have to have somebody else to paint the good paint for a little while until I learn how to get it down packed. But I have been studying and learning about it. And I know it's mostly about the prep. When you paint these cars, that we want them to come out with good results. Like I said, I bought this truck as a frame from the auction at the strip because I had originally found one that was I had found one that was like I think it was like a 2013. This is 2013 FX, and I think I found them pretty much. Like I said, I use a lot of different parts and compatible. Anyway, I didn't talk enough, so I'll catch y'all later. I'll just give y'all an update. Peace out.